struggled last year on the KTM. What can he do?
Baldassari was early to the grid, of course, as I mentioned before, starting from 6th. A victory or one who fades? We're about to find out. Front row then, Bezzecchi, Lund. We're waiting still for the green flag. Ah, there it is, it's ready to go, we're ready to go. 23 lap Bezzecchi, not so for Sam Lowes. He really struggled to get his Mark VDS machine away off the line. It will be Bezzecchi that leads it.
So not the launch off the line the Mark VDS man was looking for. He's under pressure as well from Canet, who's got him around the outside of turn 2. So
Marini then, that's the start that he wanted. Immediately up to 3rd place.
Yeah, Canet got away as was in the race. He said that was mission more than accomplished. He'll have his eyes on a stronger fight for the podium here today.
Bastianini to look up the inside and he sits Marco Bezzecchi up. Marini comes through as well and now he's side by side.
6 then. We're on board briefly there with last weekend's Jerez winner Luca Marini. The sharp end of the pack last weekend. Still a solid result for Bastianini, but already clicking into a decent early rhythm.
Hit that as he tries to break away. Bastianini, there is Jorge Navarro in 4th, just ahead of Sam Lowes.
He's made it stick into the final corner. Navarro and Lowes, 2 riders who in the early laps tend to struggle. Bastianini with a pretty comfortable buffer of about half a second as he hits turn 1 for the second rope for 4th at that final corner. He's under pressure now as well from Jorge Martin, who resisted Lowes so well.
He's up 9 places. Hector Garzo is up 7 places. You just saw there Tetsuta Nagashima.
The started 16th, 18th over the line. Nagashima had a worse first lap. Started 15th, 19th.
Then it's Sam Lowes, Navarro, and then Martin.
He's got Tom Luthi, the most experienced campaigner in this Moto2 field for company. Schrotter, then Vierge rounds out the top 10.
Course, Marini in 2nd. They'd be locked on points going into Brno in the Czech Republic. Right.
Nagashima was 17th on this lap. He's made no inroads at all. He still is in that 17th position, number 40. Who last weekend really struggled in those hotter conditions. Not too bad in the cooler conditions of the morning sessions, but really at the moment ahead of Remy Gardner, Gian Antonio. Edgar Pons back in the points in 14th with Manzi
in 21st place at the moment, the Malaysian.
Yeah, really paying for a poor qualifying, isn't he, Syahrin? Felt like he got... Well, he's now past Lorenzo Baldassari. They're having a duel for 17th and 18th as Navarro's one.
You almost feel like if it wasn't Marini in front of him, he'd have a pop at 2nd here, but he wants to be very careful of the last. He's crashed out of this Grand Prix here in Andalusia. He's up and okay, trying.
Here now is an early exit here today, down at the end of the back straight. Tuck in the front group. Still Bastianini holding that pretty comfortable margin of about 3-4 tenths.
He's led a Grand Prix, and at the moment he's got a good buffer ahead of the 2 Sky VR46 riders.
400ths down, and then Bezzecchi was a 42.2, as was Sam Lowes. So
there as well, from 5th down to 7th, Martin, Navarro, Aaron Canet, and then it's Swiss.
Way below par is Augusto Fernandez at the moment. He's down in 22nd place. A lot of people had Fernandez inside of Martin. He did lunge up the inside of Martin, but was in way too hot. Couldn't get it stopped. He's got to do all the hard.
His front group. Oh, Remy Gardner's gone down. Is it Remy or is...
Remy Gardner, I think there might be a fire.
On fire.
Yep, that's a clear indication there. As soon as you see riders and Marshall on a motorcycle at turn 6.
Apologies to our Australian viewers who had their heads in their hands then. A bit front-end chattery, wasn't it, into turn 13 though. So, Bastianini...
10th on that previous lap. Just slightly faster that time around than Marini, who again, Martin and Navarro desperately trying to go with that top 4. They've got Canet for company and Tom Lee.
The Mark VDS flag then, number 22, Sam Lowes, despite the actual getaway from...
Oh, Della Porta's crashed as well. The tough time for the rookie goes on. Navarro nibbles at Martin yet again on the brakes. Who
was that in the gravel at turn 6?
They're probably still trying to move... going down there.
That's what I was then thinking,
with Navarro making that move on Martin.
We can't see them here on our gap to the front, 6/10 now. We're looking at the battle between... There's Marini and Bezzecchi into turn 13. A bit of a twitch from the rear end there for Luca Marini as he looks to try and get...
His body's going to hang in there in these physically, mentally draining conditions. He's not fully fit, still hobbling around the paddock on right here last weekend. Then he scored some points, but there's going to be no repeat of that here today.
of attrition here in this race. The heat here today in Spain, I mean, it's been warm for 2 weeks, as we've said, countless.
Number 9, gravity took over. Now look at Bastianini. His advantage now is stretching towards a full second.
Through Q1 yesterday.
Great move by Canet. He's got up the inside of, yes, there we go. We thought there was going to be a yellow flag. We're still removing Kazmi Yadin's bike in the gravel trap, so he obviously hasn't spotted the yellow flags, and now...
Still 7/10 between Bastianini and the 2 Italians following behind. There is something, that's for sure. You're right about him being happier. There was nothing like this from Luti.
Navarro's got us.
Well, that was neatly done, to be fair to him, at turn 13.
I'll tell you what, you're talking about Ivan. Tension.
Well, he's just...
That's costly, though,
squeezed,
that's really costly, because that's, you know, he's lost that momentum. That really has been so costly for Jorge Navarro, because he was starting to make progress towards Sam Lowe's, the Honda Team Asia rider, the number 35. He had 3 crashes here last weekend, and turn 13 on looking
this class. Marini just looking to hold things together. Marini's got to be clever here today. He'll be informed of Nagashima.
Is that Navarro firing up the inside of Martin into turn 6 again? How many times have we seen those two having a right up?
Now Aaron Canet. The gap to Sam Lowe's in 4th, by the way, still at about 1.4. Does look like maybe Marini's just closed that by a touch.
Marini manoeuvring towards Sam Lowe's at the moment, just can't get his hooks into Bezzecchi. I do wonder though how long Bezzecchi's fatigue will come into a factor. How much energy is he having to burn using other parts of his body?
Even when Bastianini led in Moto3, he wouldn't have led here, but he'll take it. Yesterday, when he was in Q1, if he'd have been told he'd be leading the race on lap 7.
Really found.
Some days he looks just unstoppable, and other days it's I just don't understand it. It's obviously
week he's up and then the next week he's down. What about Tetsuta Nagashima as well? What about his progress? Nothing very quickly, because he's only in 15th place. He's about 8/10 as well behind Edgar Pons at the moment.
All of these guys is really quick, but I mean, you heard yesterday from a couple of riders who are down in 20th, quickly up against a brick wall, and that's what Nagashima's finding right now. He's going to have to hope that he gets some...
He had at turn 6 yesterday, ran wide, got on the gas on the dirty part of the track, spun up the rear tyre, he took an almighty... That lost track time costs you as well. And then, of course, with that poor qualifying, there's going to be no repeat.
In a moment, we're on board now with Luca Marini. That gap has come down again as we now go on to the backstroke.
142s. He's just on a personal best lap, 42.335. He's starting to streak with Tom Luthi, absolutely blitzing away. It looks like there's another top 5 beckoning for the 20-year.
Well, basically the whole field's running the same rear, but in the top 10, there's only 3 guys on.
Thanks for that, Simon. Well, that might explain why at this stage of the race already, Luthi and Martin.
Into turn 13 we go. It's another 10th, isn't it, gained from Luca Marini. He can smell an airbag.
At the stage of the race, he's just sitting there pretty comfortably behind Bastianini, and he can see that his fellow Italian laps to go. Doesn't need to really force the issue here, does he? He's boxing clever again, Marini.
Look at that.
Yeah, bad day, hasn't it? Oh, dearie me, he's got it a bit out of shape there. He almost ran off the edge of the curb, coming out of turn number 4. Prick up the ears of Marini behind him to see that potentially just a few grip issues come in the way of your race leader.
Just in the background there, Marco Bezzecchi starting to fall into the...
Well, we say adrenaline's the best painkiller. The adrenaline will be coursing through Bezzecchi's veins. He'll desperately want that first podium. Chasing down Jorge Martin, couldn't quite get through on the Spaniard. He's facing a similar dilemma.
And the leaderboard on the left there. It was a DNF for him last week, and there he is again, I'm afraid. You were penciling his name into potential future MotoGP seats, but the erasers coming out with
nil point in a week in Jerez. That's not going to cut it. Not when you've got a man like Marini doing what he figured. Jorge Navarro. Let's have a look and see what happened to him. Turn 9 again. It's another front.
Calex, because despite their domination over the years, they've been tested at times, and last year's have done the business. And you know, both Navarro and Di Gianantonio have struggled.
They're doing the same again here right now as well, with Aaron Canet flying the flag for speed up. What a job. And that's put Marini right on his case, right on the back wheel now then of Enea Bastianini is Luca Marini.
Well on course to performing something similar to this last year in Austria, and Luca Marini.
It took him an age to recover from that, didn't it? long time, it really did compromise the second.
He's just been told gas. He's been leading for 11 laps. I think he's probably doing all he can out front and Bastianini.
Yeah, what happened here then, going into that fast left-hander turn 8. Yeah, you can just see there, just pushing the jump all over it there and pouncing. It looks like Marini's quite content just to keep looking at Bastianini.
Happened last year in Austria. If he's going to make a pass on Bastianini, make sure it's clean. Further back to 12th now, ahead of Fabio Di Gianantonio.
Phase of the race where he normally does come on strong. If there's anybody that's super strong on water, although there's a gap then of about another couple of tenths he's going to have to bridge to get on the case of Remy Gardner. Just letting Bastianini know he's right there, showing his front wheel. These top 2.
Possibly, yes. It looks like it might have done slightly, doesn't it? Into turn 13 we go. There'll be
because he's doing a brilliant job. Sam Lowe's, a bit like last week with Jorge Martin, running a real consistent rhythm.
Long race for Bezzecchi as well. When you're carrying injury, Matt, and you're not in close quarters and in this sort of race, it's hard work for an old teammate there. Remy Gardner's just up ahead of him.
Yeah, there was obviously a mistake on that lap by Di Gianantonio because he happened on that last lap for the Italian because he lost a couple of spots, now back down in 14th.
Jizzy, for a rider of his talent at the moment, it's just he cannot force his way into the positions he should.
But you're on the back foot,
especially in this class.
I mean, to be honest, he's doing awesome to be even fighting for the top 10. In the genes from his father, by the looks of it.
Well, all he can do is just continue to finish races, and hopefully some.
Remy Gardner's on. They'll see what he's doing in terms of lap times, how much faster he's going than the 2019 chassis was.
As long as he just continues to finish races, that's all you can really ask. Anyway, Nagashima's through today. Across the line though, 10 laps to go, and the number 10 we're on board with, trying to hunt down Bastianini.
Oh, Nagashima's gone. Oh no, it's just popped up on our screen that Nagashima's crashed. Now we're getting on our screens that Tetsuta Nagashima has crashed. It's not, it's Hafizh
Syahrin.
Yeah. So, Japanese fans, you can breathe
shortly. Not often, but the timing screens give us the
race hari ni agak sukar sikit bagi semua rider, and apa yang saya boleh katakan, track sangat panas bandingkan semua track dalam championship ni. Orang katakan rekod lah, panas tinggi sekali. So tapi apapun race tadi, saya dah catch up group top 10 di hadapan. Verhe, Schroeter, and ada certain rider lagi depan saya. Tapi saya ada masalah sama dengan Navarro, kerana track time yang sangat panas. Suddenly saya punya tayar normal 75 degree dekat tayar, and suddenly jadi 93, and bike time naik 10 degree lagi. So that's why saya lose the front because of the temperature of the tire. So apapun, kita cuba next race, and terima kasih for your support. I'm really sorry, and we do our best and keep working harder for the next race.